Okay, so this is the time when we are about to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Satyadev, a superstar from Tollywood movies. I request everyone to please stand and welcome our keynote speaker. He's a great personality and done lots of movies and is a well-known face in South India and across India. Today, he joined us not just to celebrate personality, but as someone with a message about dreams, resilience, trusting the journey. And the title of his keynote is Follow the Dreams, Trust the Journey. So how many of you believe in this thing that we should follow our dream? How many? How many of you think we should believe in our dreams? And how many of you believe that we should trust the journey? Right? So our keynote speaker, Mr. Satyadev, will give you beautiful examples and help you in understanding these beautiful lines more. Okay, so now we have our superstar. I request everyone to please welcome Mr. Satyadev. Come on, everybody. Hi, sir. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. All right, great. So, I think I usually have a very baritone voice, and the morning just makes it better or worse. I don't know. I mean, am I sounding good?
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much. I think I don't remember when was the last time I was, standing on a stage and with a bunch of professionals, and I think it was when I was in my IBM. I don't know when it was in my VMware or was it InnoPark, my first company. I don't remember, but it's great that I'm back to the roots where I started. This is exactly where. Back then it was like, okay, who wants to give the presentation? And I was the last guy to run away. No, I can't come onto the stage. I can't address people. There was a lot of stage fear, and there was, I think most of you would have faced it, right? Like, I don't think so. You're one of those guys, okay, come on, I'll get onto the stage and I'll give a presentation with confidence. I think so. That's exactly where, it's nice that I'm drawing comparisons with where I was back then, a shy guy who can't face so many people. There were times where for my own film releases, I used to take off my contacts so that I can't see the crowd, and everything used to be blur, and I just can't see any one of them, so that I used to get some confidence and talk. And now I have my contacts on, I can see every one of you, I can see all your smiles, and I see some early morning faces as well, so I want you to just, right. So I would like to thank Vijay and Suresh for giving me this opportunity to be in front of you all. Something where I started my career, and now getting a chance to be in front of you. And also, thanks for making me iron my formal shirts again, my formal pant. This was, these were from at least 10 years old clothes, but still they're fitting me, which is good. I'm glad that I'm able to share my story with you all, my journey with you all, and what all things that I faced in the journey, and how I started, and what were the dips, what were the ups, and I'll try to sum up everything. Maybe I'll not follow the presentation. I'll just try to, they gave me this small device, the gadget, which maybe I'll, I don't know how to use it also, but I'll just try to sum up everything in a linear fashion from where I've started, so that it'll make some sense. And also, having said that, it's not that I'm not saying that I had I'm at a very great position and then I'm telling you all to just follow my path. No, it's just a story that I want to share. If it can motivate few people and it can make you think in a way, that's all that I want. That's a takeaway from this the meeting or the conference or whatever I have. So, and also I want to tell a small, very interesting thing that I was not a great fluent, or I'm not fluent, English talking guy, you know. I'm from Vizag, Visakhapatnam. You're from Visakhapatnam? Family. Okay. So you know the sarcasm of Visakhapatnam? We are very good at that, you know, like, yeah. Anyone from Vizag? Wow. Thank you. Fellow Vizagites, hi. So, started from Vizag, and there was a time where, so my friends, if at all we talk in English or we try to converse in English, we used to get bullied, you know, like in a fun way. Oh, this guy knows English, he can talk in English. So it was like that. And over the years, I learned English through films. Like my school, I came from SFS, St. Francis de Sales School, and then from there, but English was never a priority, you know. But filmmaking as a profession taught me English because I was watching all the English films, and I'm a very quick learner. I watch films and I just try to act like them. And I'll also share those little few stories that how I used to get influenced with films and what I used to do. You know, like once I watched the film, there were certain things there were certain things like enacting the scenes or learning the language. I'll just share everything. But the reason why I wanted to talk about my English is because maybe if at all I make some mistakes while talking, so just excuse me. That's the whole reason why I wanted to talk about it. Right, so Vizag, Visakhapatnam, my small dream of becoming an actor started there. As far as my memory goes, I always wanted to be an actor, always. So there were times where I used to go to my cousin's place, and every week we used to go there, and my dad used to take me there every Sunday. So every Sunday I used to go there and say, you know what, I want to learn sword fighting. And then next week I want to learn karate. I want to learn this. I want to learn horse riding. So they used to get like, what all things you want to do? Why you want to do all this? I used to say, because I want to become an actor. I always wanted to be an actor. So it's not something, acting or want to be an actor is not something that popped up all of a sudden for me. It was always inherent, somewhere, even my mom says that, I used to nag a lot. I'm not a easy kid. So I never used to eat my food. So my mom used to dance for Chiranjeevi sir's songs. Only then I used to eat the food. So, she used to do all those things in order to feed me. So the seed was, I really don't know where, but it was always there. I think it's part of my DNA where I wanted to be an actor. It's like that. So I started off, I didn't know I'm from Vizag, and Vizag is not a place where you have all the production houses or, you don't have any film houses or directors, because everything is in Hyderabad. For us, dreaming big, I used to dream big, wanted to be an actor, but from Vizag it's very difficult. So that's when I wanted to crack auditions and wanted to, there used to be certain, some production houses used to come to Vizag to take auditions for actors. They used to be placed at Daspalla. I think Vizag people would know Daspalla. And so the entry fee was 200 rupees. We need to pay 200 rupees to give an audition. And the next day they used to run away. So it is like they used to collect the money. It was just a fake production house. like I don't know how many 200 rupees I've lost. At that time 200 was very, like I used to like ask my dad to give me, but 200 was a huge amount back then, sorry. So I used to do all that, and then there were times where I gave auditions as well. There were small film schools which were coming up. So they asked me to give an audition, and my friend used to be there along with me. He used to support me. And my friend, he always used to be the dead body. You know what I mean? Because they used to say, the majority of the scenes that I always get is like, your friend is dead, can you act? So Bhargav, my friend, always used to be the dead body. So it's like he used to lie on the floor, and I used to go there, do the act, and he used to laugh, because it's a very difficult thing to do while your friend is acting on top of you. And then I realized, okay, it's not happening. I have to, in order to save my dream, in order to protect my dream, I have to get out of Vizag. So that's when I've done my engineering in Maharaja. I'm a computer science graduate. And is that a ooh, ah, or ooh, okay, great. So computer science graduate, and in fact, this is a small story that I want to share. So there were campus interviews while I was in my third year. Accenture came to Vizag to one particular, it was an off-campus drive where all people from all colleges come there to give the interview. I went there, and I couldn't, all my friends, they didn't even know about Accenture. So I was the guy who was educating them, what Accenture is, this 1918, the CEO of Accenture, because that's exactly what we think. They're going to ask us about the CEO. We don't want to flunk there. And I gave them all the gyan. Irony is that, how life is. All the people whom I gave the knowledge got selected, and I was not selected. So they didn't select me. I lost in the last round. And sorry, I have to share this. I'm very bad at maths. I'm the Tara Jamin per kid, where I see maths and numbers just flow in front of my head. So I always used to bribe my, good guy, like the top ranker in my class. Just show me the aptitude. I'll sit back, I'll sit in front, I'll sit beside you. Just show me the aptitude. If I pass the aptitude, I have the confidence that I'll crack the interview. Because maths I can never do. See, for some reason, I don't know why they ask maths. You should tell me. Because they put the maths out there, and I don't know. I can never, because it's not, but anyways, that's how they judge. That's how they have their own things. But, so I bribed him for some lunch, dinner. He showed me the aptitude thing. Sorry for that. I did copy. I'm not saying you should do it, but I didn't have an option there. So I passed the first round, and from there on, the debates, the group discussions, and there was some role play. I was like all over the place, like beam with energy, going there, giving everything all. And again comes to the last round where he asked me about a project which I didn't do, because usually we all put that. I've done that project in the CV, and he asked me, what is this? Can you explain? I explained in a very good, I gave him the good presentation, but I think he found out that I didn't do that, and he didn't select me. So this was Accenture. I was heartbroken. My first heartbreak was Accenture. Not love failure, but Accenture. Then all my friends got selected. They were all going, they got the call letters, and I didn't know, because I have to get out of Vizag. That was my main motto, because I have to get out of Vizag, follow my dream, go to Hyderabad or Bangalore or whatever. I have to first get out of here, because there is nothing which will support my dream. Yeah, I did some short films. Along with my friends, there were the group of friends I've collected. We became one team, and we started doing short films during the time where YouTube was just starting. We uploaded one video. I think even today it has only 18 views, I think. That's my team, basically. All the 18 views came from my team, and then we had to remove it. So that was the time, and we thought maybe we'll do short film. Someone will watch it and they'll call us. I was trying to create opportunity for myself because I didn't have one. And then, like I said, the second company was Keen Character. You know that? You know Keen? I think, is the company still there? No? Okay, Keen acquired, something happened, right? Character, Keen Character. It was the company. Okay, I'll tell you, no offense, but I'll tell you something interesting there. So again, ironically, my first rank student I was talking about was never selected in all the interviews. He was the first rank guy, right? He was always with me. Like we attended so many interviews, he was always with me because he never used to crack the group discussion. The next thing after aptitude or the maths was the GD and the personality develop, whatever, right? He never used to crack that. So look at the irony. I'm very good at the other part. I'm not good at the aptitude. And now we are both sitting again. I call him, lunch? Okay, show me the aptitude. Then okay, finish the aptitude for Keen. Now, the last interview, finished all the 5. I was like, again, with so much energy, went to the final round. And now, here it was, like I learned by my previous mistake, Accenture. So he asked me, did you do this? I was like thinking and I said no. Why did you put it? I think that's the only way, everyone is doing it, I did it, but I didn't do this. Okay, then what do you know? He asked me, what do you know? I know C programs and I know Hello World C program. We all know that. Okay, can you write it? I've written it and I've gave it to him. I was like, okay, I thought, okay, let it be. Let me just be honest with this fellow, this guy. Let it take wherever it has to take. Because definitely I don't know how to talk about that thing. Even I was prepared, I know I'm going to flunk. Then he said, do you know this? Do you know that? I was brutally honest and he said, you're selected. And he selected me. I was like, what? Okay, all that it takes like to be honest with what you know. It's all about the confidence that you exhibit. What little I knew then was a C program. I was like perfect. Synthesis, open synthesis, closed synthesis, whatever we do. So he was like, he asked me, why do you do this? But again, irony, they never called me. So the company got acquired, something happened in between. That was the only thing for me to get to Hyderabad or Bangalore. Keen and Character never called me. So that's the irony of life. And then that's when I had to decide, like, what should I do now? How should I go chase my dream? I cracked RHCE certification, Red Hat Certified Engineer, which was at that time the toughest course. And we had no tutor in Vizag to teach RHCE. There was only one guy. I think this is a long story, but I'll keep it short because I want to keep it short. There was no trainer to teach RHCE. There was only one guy whom I cracked finally and I got him to teach me RHCE. That part of the story I already said in one particular interview. You'll get to know. It's a long story, but I'll keep it short. So this person was already working somewhere. So the only slot he had was morning 5 o'clock. Morning 5 to 6 he'll teach me and he'll go to the job. That's exactly what he told me. So went there every day, 2 months, went there, learned RHCE, cracked the exam. Now I have the RHCE certification. Why RHCE is because I had this friend, there was this friend of mine who used to say, he used to be very, he used to always say, my brother is a RHCE engineer. Hey, what is RHCE? RHCE is Red Hat Certified Engineer and it's the toughest exam. No one can crack it. And I said, can I do it? There is no chance you can even, there's no chance you can even, they'll just throw you out. They'll not even let you touch the computer. That's how he used to bully me. So I thought, okay, if at all there is one thing I can crack and get a job in Hyderabad would be RHCE. And that's the reason why I cracked the exam. And I went to, that's when I got that in my hand. I came to Hyderabad because I have to follow. I told my parents. Again, see, why I was doing all this is because the respect I have for my parents. My mom and dad gave me the utmost freedom to follow my dream. They never questioned me. I think I followed that principle in my life when I became a team lead at IBM. I followed the same principle. My team used to be the most happiest. Uh, I used to give them full freedom. They can take leaves. They can just send me a text. They can come late. They can do whatever they want. But if the work is not done, they know the monster will come. That is me. So that's exactly what my mom and dad were. Like, you do, but don't misuse your freedom. Freedom. So that's exactly what I learned from my early life. Freedom is very important. So that's, again, it translated into a point where, okay, you know what? I don't want to put my parents at a point where, what is he doing with life? He's chasing a dream which is, the success rate is only 5%. So he wants to become an actor. He wants to go there. So I didn't want that thought to come and like they get tensed about what he's doing in his life. That's the whole reason why I want to crack a job. I want to get a job so that I can tell them, you know what, I have a job. I'm doing a job. And then parallelly, I want to crack auditions in Hyderabad. This is exactly why the job was important for me, okay? So I cracked the job. I came to Hyderabad and then I got my first job at InnoPark. I was working in InnoPark and parallelly cracking all the auditions. And then I got a better opportunity in Bangalore, Novel Netwear. You know Novel Netwear, right? So I got a job in Novel Netwear and the package was more. And I thought, okay, let me go to Bangalore and Friday and Saturday I'll come to Hyderabad and give auditions. So I went to Novel Netwear and from there I cracked VMware. You know VMware, right? Broadcom acquired it now. VMware story is again, it installed a lot of faith in myself. VMware was the toughest. It's a product-based company and it's not easy for a one-year-old experienced guy to crack it because it's too complex and there are no courses. There's only one course, but it's 50,000 rupees. So it's very costly. The course is very costly. So the first time I went there, I was rejected. They wanted me to wait for 6 months. To come again. That's exactly the HR policy is, right? You can't come again for the interview. So again, after 6 months I went and I cracked VMware. Even now they'll say he's the youngest guy to be in VMware. So VMware I worked and then Friday and Saturday I used to again travel to Hyderabad. But the problem was I used to take the last bus, which is the 10 o'clock bus from Bangalore to Hyderabad. And always I used to get the last seat. People who used to travel in Volvo from Bangalore to Hyderabad, you know what is the last seat, right? It'd be like a roller coaster ride. You'll be jumping you'll hit the top, the roof and all. That was getting very difficult. Then I thought again, you know what, let me go to Hyderabad. Again, I applied here, got here to IBM. I got selected in IBM. I was the team lead for IBM. And then from there on again, I was doing. So all this while I was parallelly working and also chasing my dream. So the dream of becoming an actor. So I was parallelly doing it. So people ask me like, why did you, you left your job and you became an actor. No. I was doing the job to become an actor. It was not the other way around. So just to clarify that, because film industry is not something that, it's an open university, right? Anyone, there are no degrees, no set of principles. Anyone can come. If you have a dream, you can come here, you can chase it. So the success rate is also very less. It's not you work out for 6 months or 1 year, you get a six-pack. But whereas in the film industry, you work for 1 year, you don't know where you'll get. So that is the comparison. Uncertainty is more. It's very uncertain. So that's the whole reason why I had a job. I was protecting myself with a job because I used to get a monthly pay. But here it gets interesting, okay? I was giving my 100% everywhere, okay? It was never that, because my job I never felt my job was to protect my dream. But still, I always had great respect for my job. Someone used to ask me like, how do you give 50% to job and 50% to your acting career? No. I used to give 100% for my job and 100% for my acting career. That's exactly how I climbed the ladder and become a team lead. Who would want to give me a team lead if I'm not giving my 100%, right? So I became a team lead, and I developed a software for IBM. I mean, I'm a virtual design architect for IBM, and then they patented it, and I think, I'm not sure whether they put in the Hall of Fame, but I think I have to check that because I came out of there. But IBM, that's what I was doing at IBM. I gave my 100% there as well. So I think that those few things, the principle of giving 100% everywhere, whatever the smallest job it is, was the basic principle, the bound, I mean, like my, the core principle, I believe. Even today, I slept at morning, we were like promoting my Rao Bahadur. I don't know, okay, my film got released, by the way, Rao Bahadur. Yeah, it's in the theaters. I request you all to, because I came for you, you should come for me. Please do watch the film. It's like running successfully, and it's a most unique film you'll ever come across. And so please do support. I'll come back to that later again. So I was promoting the film. I slept at around 4:30, and I requested our people to push it. I didn't request it. They said it's at 9 o'clock. I was like, what? Okay. I slept late, and I got up again early at 6. Dress properly, come there, give my 100%. I think this is my basic core principle. Whatever little job you do in your life could be the smallest of jobs. I always keep saying it. Even if they give me a car cleaning job, I'll do it to that perfection. Next time they want to clean their car, they'll call me. I don't give them any other option. I'll clean it to a level where, how did he clean in this groove? How did this guy know about car cleaning? That's exactly how I'll clean a car. So now if I have to take that principle and put it to the life, everywhere I used to go, I used to give my 100%. So this, I think I started, oh, sorry, are you laughing at me or are you laughing at the joke in your phone? No, all right, no problem. So, yeah, that was my core principle. And coming to my my first break, which is Jyotilakshmi with Puri sir, the most acclaimed director. So as Steve Jobs said, you can never connect the dots going forward. You can always connect the dots looking backward, right? So if at all I have to connect my dots, let's say I got selected in Accenture, the most premium company at that time, like the most people sought out company at that time, I would have never been here in front of you talking about my life journey. Because Accenture could have changed my thought process because a well-settled life, or maybe I would have become a team lead there, and then maybe my dream would have taken a second step. I don't know, I'm just saying. I never got selected in Accenture. The second thing, I was never called by Keen. Keen never called me even though I got selected. Of course, I did get an offer letter when I was doing Jyotilakshmi. That was like 5 years after. I did get it. But okay, that's a different story. So now look at it. The Keen thing had been, I got selected. They called me, my journey would have been different. If not for the steps that I've taken in life, and also the auditions, I used to, okay, coming to that, I want to just say a small example and then go back there. So giving this 100% always worked for me in my life, always, every time, because I started off, I don't know, many of you know, I started off as a background actor. I was the 10th row guy in the film, like the hero, friends, and the 10th friend. I'm the 10th friend, basically. That's how I started my career. And then, so for me, it was like, okay, even though I was at the 10th row, I used to perform like I was in front of the camera. Like they used to, nothing. It was as simple as just I have to give expressions to the other guy. No, who would see me, right? Like the camera, I would have been in the out of focus. The people wouldn't have been even observed. But for me, it's my job. So even at the 10th row, I used to think I'm the hero and I used to do all this acting. That's one. the auditions. I used to go for a lot of auditions. And then in the auditions, I know they're not going to cast me because they have already casted someone. The auditions are just one way of promoting their film. You know what we are auditioning. I know that they're not going to cast me because internally I know that someone was already casted. I used to go there, give the audition as if I'm going to crack it with all energy and all. And so this is where it gets interesting. So all these things, I was doing my job 100%. There was this time where a group of people at a coffee shop was sitting, and then they were having a conversation. And one of those guys asked, like, we are casting for our next film. And the opposite guy said, Arey, we were auditioning for some film. There was this guy, of course he didn't get selected, but he was terrific. You know, like he was very good. I think maybe you want to call him for your casting. And then the other person, oh, is it, give me his number. He took my number, he called me and said, hey, you know what, there is some casting happening, can you come? I went there, and there were 500 people already outside. It's a huge building. I didn't know, they were like, why did they call me? Okay, chalo, anyways will not get selected. I'll give my 100%, I'll go off. You know, like I have to go to the job. So they called me in between. And of course, for you all, I think most of people know, but want just to reiterate, I used to work in IBM, right? My job timings were for evening 6 to morning 3, or evening 9 to morning 9. You know, the graveyard shift, most of you. So I used to support Walgreens. The Walgreens was my client. So I used to support them. So they called me in the morning. I went there, gave the audition again. As always, I gave the audition. And this was Jyotilakshmi. So the reason why I'm connecting all the dots, had not been I performed in that audition, which I thought will not anyways take me, the guys sitting at the coffee shop would have never called me. And they would have never discussed about my work. Because I had no proper film by then to say that, you know, that guy from that film. No, I'm not. I'm the 10th guy from that film. Like, he's the friend of the friend of the friend. You know, that's the character I used to do. So all these characters, like all the auditions, all the performances I was doing, I mean, not substantial. I didn't have a substantial work for someone to recommend to someone. Only the audition is all that I had. That's how Jyotilakshmi came to me. And you know what? Very interesting fact is, in Jyotilakshmi, in that day, Charmi, the actress Charmi, was taking the audition. And I was doing an audition for a villain role. So they asked me, do what you know. And the previous day, I was doing a villain role in some film. I did the same thing here. And they said, can you do something else? Then let me do a little, you know, like less villainy thing, which I've done on another short film. And even I've done that. She was like, can you do something apart from villains? You know, why you do? You know, because that's exactly what they've been casting me. I'm the sidekick of a villain and all, right? Then I thought, okay, let me give something else. And I give I think, Godfather Marlon Brando's, that subtle thing of, he just looks into the eye and delivers the line. I gave that. She was like, okay, fine, chalo, you can leave. Then after 2 weeks, I got a call from Puri sir. He called me and he said, you have done a great job, but you're very fat. I was 90 kgs then, okay? Yeah, I was 90 and I'm plumpy, all like he said, can you reduce your weight? And he didn't tell me that I was the lead, I was the hero of the film. Huh? You have to remember this. I'm not the lead. He didn't tell me anything. He just said, reduce the weight and come back. Till that time, I always used to think someone has to tell me, my girlfriend back then and now my wife. I mean, the same. Both are the same. Huh? I mean, like, so she said, you have to reduce weight. Like, you want to be an actor. And yeah, sure. I used to tell myself, with this little lie that I used to tell myself is like, if I act, people will watch only my face, not my, you know, like my body and all. See, that's the confidence that I have. Even just to add a little that to the layer, this mark on my forehead, if you see, this happened when I was in my 3rd grade. For the love of Chiranjeevi sir, I was doing all the stunts which he has done in his previous films. And I had a small accident, and the wonderful doctor back then stitched it with a rusted needle. And it ate away the skin. So my mom used to tell me, I used to feel bad about this. My mom used to tell me that even, look at the moon also has a scar. I was like, oh, okay. All right, I think that's so nice from my mom and my dad. They used to always like be the nicest people that I ever known. So she said, you're the moon. Okay, chalo. And I carried this car with so much confidence from then on. I never thought this car is a hindrance until I lost my first audition, where I cracked the audition, but the director said, we can't put close-up on your face because you have a scar. And he said, and I lost it. It's a big film. I lost it. And after that, I got Mr. Perfect, Prabhas Anna's film, and they took me to Australia as a friend. That was my first audition. And from then on, it was like, okay, you know what? If this is a hindrance, then I'll act to a level where your eyes will not go to my scar. I was keep saying this to myself, okay, why should people watch my scar when I'm performing here, when I'm talking here? This is where you have to watch. Why would someone want to go there and look at the scar? This is not acting, right? I'm acting. So this is my love towards Chiranjeevi sir. I love him so much, and this scar was always my love towards him. And many people suggested you have to get a plastic surgery done, and what all things. I went to a plastic surgeon just to, because my director and my producer were saying, no, get it done. I went there. He said, yeah, we'll operate on you, we'll do a plastic surgery, but your eyebrow will come like this. So even for the emotional scene, I have to be like, looking at everyone, because eyebrow would have gone up. So I said, no, I don't want to do anything. Let it be. I'll act to a level where people will not watch this. Okay, coming back to the Jyotilakshmi story. So he said, lose your weight and come back. I didn't have any clue. I went back, worked out for 2 months. I was 90 kgs back then. I lost 16 kilos in 2 months. From 90, I came down to 74. I've come down to 74. And I followed this beautiful, amazing, nonsense diet called SD diet. That is Satyadev's diet. Don't follow that, okay? All that I ever did was like eat nothing. Like eat an orange and no macros, no micros. I had no clue. All that I have to do is like lose weight. And all that we know is like you lose weight only if you don't eat. That was the only concept that I had back then, and I didn't eat. And I was starving. And in this process, I lost a lot of muscle. And like my broad shoulder, I was broad like this, and I became so fragile, so weak that Puri sir again called me and said, are you the same guy I met you last time? What happened to you? You became a patient. Like, why did you lose so much? You said lose. Why did you lose so much, man? Go gain 2 kgs and come back. He sent me back, and again I had to gain 2 more kgs. And at 76, that's when they told me I'm the hero of the film. I had no clue. I was working with just nothing in my mind, just that, okay, let me work out. Maybe I'm the villain in the film. Maybe I'm like that Sudeep from Ega film, Rajamouli sir's film. Sudeep is he looks very handsome and very sleek. Maybe I'm the villain of the film like Sudeep sir. That's exactly what was running in my mind. Had no clue. I think if you look at it, whenever I tried harder to get something, that always used to run away from me. I don't know why, what is the theory behind it. Maybe, of course, I'm a huge manifestation believer. I believe in that. I'll share that as well. But whenever I used to do with the flow state, keeping nothing in mind, just working for the sheer enjoyment of it, I always won. I always got better results. I don't know theory behind it. Maybe it might have happened with you as well. Sometimes we try so much hard in life to get that promotion, to get that hike, and to do. We sometimes I think we might not get the desired results, but When we think that, okay, chalo, give me whatever hike you want, he'll give you a 30% hike. Or he might have given you some bonus as well. I think life is always, I think the flow state, right? You have to, it's tough. I'm not saying it's easy, because looking back, and if I try to understand how did I do that, keeping nothing in mind? And now it's getting really difficult. For me, it's very difficult. Now I've lost the practice as well. Everything, whatever I do, I know, like, this is what I have to achieve. This is what, and then it's been eluding me ever since, whenever I try to do that. So I'm trying to get into a flow state again. So Jyotilakshmi was one, but I had a like I've said, I had many drawbacks, setbacks as well. When I started as an actor, there were a lot of auditions that I didn't crack. There were a lot of roles that I didn't get, and a lot of disappointments and a lot of on-the-face things. They used to say the same old. It's a very famous line, "No hero entra," which every hero always hears it. I had that. I mean, they said, like, do you think you can become an actor? You can become an actor. You can become a hero. I said, yes, that's my dream. Okay, you can never become one, because you don't have the cutout. You're plumpy. You don't know dance. You don't know horse riding. All this, but sorry, I have this habit of looking at people when they talk. Okay, sorry. So yeah. The job, I lost my track. What was I saying? Yeah, right. So there was this co-director who said, like, you can never become an actor in your life. And there were times where I was to get married. My father-in-law took me to a astrology guy, and he saw my my lines and whatever. He said, and my mawaya, my father-in-law, said he wants to become an actor, it seems. And he said, Gurusthano ikkadekado undi, something in Telugu we say, you can never become an actor in your life. There is no way, because the Saturn, the Jupiter, the Mars, they're colliding, and there is a huge Big Bang, whatever he said, everything under the sun. And he said, you can never become an actor. I was like, with a lot of hope, like, who is this guy? My father-in-law says, this guy's predictions are 99.9% true. There is what? Then I thought, okay, maybe I'm that 0. whatever 1% guy, and I'll do that in my life. And see, I think protecting your dream is very important. Sometimes you share it with people who never tried in their life, or they might have never, because the treacherous path, whoever says this is tough, whoever says you can't do it, is because they themselves can never even imagined it, or they could have never done it in their life. Those are the people who will tell you not to do it. And because I'm a guy, because I don't have someone, my brother, I don't have an elder brother or someone to guide me, I should teach myself about the principles of life and the self-help and everything. While I was coming up, I came across this beautiful bumblebee theory, which I love, and I keep it because I always used to think the same way, right? If you look at, I mean, now maybe I'm a little, like a little toned, and maybe I'm a little presentable, but back then I had no, not even a single chance of becoming an actor. If at all there are like 6 to 7 list of things to become an actor, if the 8th one is passion, that's the only thing I had. You know what I'm saying? It was only the passion that I had. And everyone used to say, you can never become an actor. And that's when I came across this beautiful bumblebee theory. And you all know, I think most of you know the bumblebee theory, right? Can you raise your hand so that I'll stop it if you know it, or I'll just... No one knows it? You know it. You know it. Okay. So, for the... You both close your ears. Okay. So, the bumblebee theory is this. So, bumblebee is... According to the laws of nature, the wingspan, the body weight, your head shape should support you to fly. Basically, according to the laws of nature. I don't know who kept those laws, because nature does, like whatever. According to the rule, it can never ever fly. But bumblebee flies, right? I mean, Kandariga we say, it comes because it flaps its wings at that speed that even that with that whatever momentum it gets up and it flies. Because no one told Bumblebee that it can never fly. There are people in our lives who will always say you can never do it. Bumblebee, fortunately, it has never got someone who can say, hey, you're a fat fellow, you can never fly, man. I mean, like, your wings are small. So that is the theory. That's exactly what I applied in my life. So even though when people are saying it was always my confidence in me, I know that I can, because the scar cannot stop me, the weight can never stop me, my look can never stop me. Okay, chalo, I don't know dance, it can never stop me. The horse riding never stop me. Because I didn't have we come from a very, like humble family, middle class, proper middle class family. So we know how to, it's not that we get money for everything, right? Like, it's not that I can do everything. I have to look at my parents' financial status and act accordingly. So I never had this opportunity, but the burning desire to become someone in my life, the burning desire to be at the like acting. And one thing I always had was like, I want to be the best actor of Telugu film industry. I want to be the best, forget about all the things that I can't be, but let me just follow my dream. And that's exactly, I think I'm glad people are saying that now. You agree? You all agree? Okay. Thank you, because with Rao Bahadur, the amount of people raving about the performance and the film is like crazy. You should all watch it, what I'm talking. And definitely, you'll be surprised, because now that you've seen me, Rao Bahadur is a complete opposite of what I am today. I mean, like, do we have a trailer or a teaser, something that we can play? No? From YouTube? So that you'll get, I'll play it later. And also, comparing ourselves, our lives with someone else's life steals your joy, right? It steals a lot of joy from us. Because in the Gen Z word, in the Gen Z terminology, if you compare your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel, you'll always feel sad. Because they're putting a highlight reel of their life, like maybe they're dancing. And they're dancing or they're in the vacation. We never know what's happening in there. Like, post that photo, they might have been fighting with each other. You know what? You should have taken a better photo. The wife and husband I'm talking about. We never know that. It's always that we think that the photo is beautiful. And at that point, we might be in a very bad position. We might be having some financial issues or something back at home. And we think, why is my life like this? So that comparison will always kill our joy, because for me, when I was starting, all my peers, all my friends were like, they were getting beautiful, very big films. They were like becoming so much in their life, which I dreamed. Then I started analyzing.
Yeah, you're on the cake for
got
Vikram's
their own
birthday, no?
timeline. Because
I closed the Henderson account this
let's
week,
say God
actually.
gives
Good.
gives
But the cake,
everyone a fair
don't
chance.
forget.
I think the world will collapse. The order will collapse, right? I don't think that's a way of looking at life. Then I started like, why is it? Okay, then I started thinking, okay, my timeline is different. Their timeline is different. And I started searching. And then that's when I came to know that's actually true. Someone like, these are the best examples that I had in life. The KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. You like KFC? Yeah? I love it too. So, his name is...
When drama begins, logic.
Sanders, Colonel Sanders, right. So, if you look at his life started at 60. And he became one of the most, KFC became...
Logic ends.
So, what
అని అంటూ ఉంటారు. నా మాటగా చెప్పాలంటే
last 60 years,
when drama meets magic, logic gets in
in his last 60 years, right? In 10 years, he became the top guy and చేస్తారా ఇది అయిపోయాక చెప్తాను. And the same time, there's someone at like my age who became like the top millionaire, billionaires, whatever, and then they had a fall again. So timelines are always very important. Don't compare yourself with someone Of course, you're all professionals. You all know this, but I'm just reiterating because they wanted me to. So, sorry for that. So for me, at the same time, the timelines were very important. So then I decided my timeline is not a single Friday. My timelines are a bunch of Fridays. Because a Friday in film terminology is your release day. Your film will get released on a Friday. And that Friday will change your life. So we call it the Friday. Friday. So Friday is very important in our, just in case we don't know the cultural term behind Friday, I'm just explaining it to you. So my Friday is not a single Friday. Mine were like 15, 20 Fridays. And it became a huge, big Friday. And now I'm here standing, on top of that Friday, which is Rav Bahadur. So for someone else, it would have been a single Friday. And then they might have skyrocketed and they might have become. So there were times where I thought, why is this not happening? Why is it taking so long for me? And I've been putting efforts after efforts, and there were reviews which says, Operation Success, patient died. About my performance, which is Satyadev did well, but the film didn't do good. Satyadev was terrific, film was a flop. At one point I was like, yes, I did well. It's okay, I don't care about obviously I was young, naive, and I didn't know, if I perform, I used to think that that's good. But later I came to know that the film has to perform. It's like, this was a term I heard, Operation Success, patient died. And then it was like happening, film after film, film after film, film after film. And just look, and there were times where I used to think like, what's happening? I want that success, that theatrical hit, where I can also proudly say I've arrived, but it was eluding me every time. Every time I used to think, this film is going to give you the biggest blockbuster, it failed me. I can tell you, because the metrics of films are like, you need to get the biggest production house to produce your film, so that your film will get a larger reach. If that's the metric, I'll start with Bluff Master. Bluff Master is like, while I was doing that film, people were coming and watching the rushes. And most of you know Bluff Master, right? Yeah, okay. You should watch it. It's a very good film. So Bluff Master was like, people were coming and saying, who is this guy? This guy is fabulous. And I used to have a Pulsar bike then. I used to go in the Pulsar, and the producer used to come, what man, you're going to buy an Audi? You're going to buy a Q7 Audi? Why you're driving a Pulsar? After this film, you'll become like the best guy, whatever. I was like, oh, okay. I used to have a helmet in my head, and okay, sir, I will buy an Audi. So, I had this story of, for the first time when I got selected in Jyoti Lakshmi, even then, Puri sir called me to his office, and I didn't know what was happening there. I was in the middle of my job. I asked my colleague to just take care of it, and I went at 8 in the evening. He said, there's a small party, why didn't you come? At that day only, he informed me that I was the hero of the film. So I was very happy, okay, let me go. I went there in the Pulsar, and by the time I reached his office, there were Audis, there were Benz, Porsche, and all big vehicles was there. And I was like, I don't know why he called me. And then I thought, okay, I was like a little belittled, and then I went across the street, parked my vehicle somewhere in the, my Pulsar. I parked it in the bushes. I came with the helmet, and I threw the helmet in the, parking lot, under the parking lot I kept, and I went up. And they were like, all the stalwarts of film industry were there. Junior NTR, Anna was there, someone, RGV sir was there. Everyone was there, and sir said, he's the hero of my next film. And they were just looking at me, who's this guy? Came out of nowhere. I was like in formals. And I didn't want to tell them that I was working back then. I was afraid that I'll lose my opportunity, because I can't tell them that, how can you work and do it parallelly, right? So I didn't tell them. And everyone came down, we were all leaving. They said, where is your car? I parked it on the down the lane onto the left side. I'll drop you there. No, I want to walk. I had enough food. I want to walk. Okay, you're sure? Yeah, sure. Then I waited for all of them to leave. I said bye. Everyone left. and then took the helmet, started running there, took the pulsar and I went away. So this pulsar is a very dear thing to me. And let me know if I'm running out of time, like just in case if I'm 20 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 2 more minutes, 3 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, I'll wrap it up. So, so Bluff Master, this I'll end it up. Bluff Master was my biggest film. People said I'm going to rock it. It was a huge hit until December 27th. December 28th it got released and it was a disaster. And after it got released on the OTT, it became a cult classic. It is like the best film. People start, oh my God, how did I miss this film? There were times where I was added into a WhatsApp group and people wanted to give money because they didn't watch the film in theaters. That's the emotion people had. You know what I'm saying, right? That's exactly what Bluff Master was. It didn't work out. It didn't give me that theatrical hit. Then I got an opportunity with Arca Media, the biggest Bahubali producers. Bahubali, Arca Media, their next film was with me. Uma Maheshwara Ugra Rupasya. What else you want in life? After Bahubali, Prabhasanna was supposed to come. Rajamouli sir was supposed to come for the pre-release. But irony, COVID came. 2020, the world was a standstill and the film got released on Netflix. No theatrical release. That could have been my theatrical hit. Then, after that, Timmarasu, with a major production house, beautiful film, great film. Everything was set. Delta wave came. Only 3 shows, 50% occupancy, no big release. They just released it and it didn't work out. After that, Krishnamma. Krishnamma was with Shiva Koratala Garu, the very big director. He is the producer of the film. I had everything for this film to work, but they didn't release it the way I expected it. In 6 days, it came on OTT. While the film was working in the theaters, it came on the OTT and people stopped watching it. So it didn't become a theatrical hit. So every time when I was expecting that just look at my mind state, right? Like, how should I put in lot of efforts without a result? So that's when I realized, okay, you know what? If I look at the other way, I'm getting prepared. I'm waging a battle. So this battle, like I've said before, you have to wage battles to become a king. I think that's exactly what I was looking at life. I'm waging battles after battle, because if you want to become a king, they'll not just walk with that plate and the crown and then they put it on your head. You have to wage battles and then become a king. That's exactly what I self-taught myself, and then I'm waging them. And that's exactly what happened with Rao Bahadur. Now Rao Bahadur is like being praised across the board. People are saying amazing, great things. I think great things need a mindset. Mindset is the settings of your mind. I think how you set that's what mindset is, right? Like, so my films, as an actor, I'm very happy. I love my filmmaking. I love my profession so much because it gave me so much, like talking in front of you all, honing the presentation, or my discipline. I come on time every time. Every day I come on time to the set. Time discipline, and then body discipline, dietary discipline. It gave me a lot of things, and yeah, that's what it is. And here I stand talking in front of you all. So my journey has been nothing short of phenomenal, to be honest with you all. I love the way I love myself for not giving up. Yeah. Because I think nature always works in people who don't give up. Because it's just that it might be right around the corner. It might be like, okay, next Satyadev, where is Satyadev? Satyadev just left, sir. Okay, chalo, next. We'll go to the next guy. I think when your name is getting announced, I think you have to be in the room. Don't leave the room. Don't leave the platform. That's all that I want to say.
So what an amazing and inspirational story.
Immense pleasure for being here, and I'm sorry I missed.
No.
Thank you. And we'll just watch Rao Bahadur trailer. Okay, what are we playing? I mean, array. Not even a teaser, just that 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah, play that.
So wow, we have this opportunity to see the trailer with Superstar itself. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's go.
మీ అందరికి కూడా ఆ శక్తులు సిద్ధించాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను.
Satyadev is Satyadev for a reason, right? So let's have a huge round of applause for our great speaker. Thank you so much, sir, and all the very best for this movie. I request Ashley and Erika to please felicitate our superstar. And I just want to tell you all that Satyadev means Lord of Truth. And he earned his truth so beautifully that the universe said him Tathastu for all his dreams. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for this great session.